Hey guys, my name is Gracjan Kraszewski. I'm the author of the book of essays, The Hippo Lectures, the Civil War History Nonfiction Catholic Confederates, and then three novels, The Holdout, Seraphim and the Dust Plague, and then the 900-page novel, Thermonuclear Mirth, The End of the World, but not just yet. I don't want to talk about any of those today. As you can see, this series is Gracjan Kraszewski's short stories. I'm going to read to you a baseball story that originally appeared in the Dead Mule School of Southern Literature literary journal in 2018, so 7 years ago now. I think it's really appropriate. It might be exactly what the doctor ordered, to have a baseball story, something about summer and warmth and that kind of thing on a day when it's minus 900 degrees outside, kind of Siberian conditions. So again, this story appeared under the title, The Narrow Path to Perfection. The alternate title, and the one that I've chosen for this video, is The Ballad of Suds Fullmer. Suds Fulmer sits all alone at the end of the bench, sure it is custom. Heading into the bottom of the fifth inning, his South Dakota State Jackrabbits lead the visiting Iowa Hawkeyes 4-0. Thus far, he has not surrendered a hit, has not allowed a base runner, has struck out 11. It is custom, pursuant to the developing situation, but his teammates generally let him keep to himself anyways. Suds pops a prodigious bubble of Big League Chew, out of here original. The gum folds back onto his nose. He puts it back in his mouth along with a fat wad of Grizzly Wide Cut. He chews, spits, looks at his socks and smiles. SDSU is wearing their all-white home uniforms. Suds is wearing high white socks. This is his head coach's #1 pet peeve, right up there with freshmen not carrying the equipment bag and his wife texting him during practice. Suds smiles and spits a curiously colored stream of the tobacco bubble-gummed amalgamation. His given name is Alabaster. Alabaster Barney Barnaby Dixieland Fulmer. He grew up in the central Idaho mountains in a town named Council. Early on in life, he developed the habit of poaching his grandmother's laundry pail when she wasn't looking and draining the contents, soap, foam, and all, down to the dregs. "Well, B-Bob," she said one day to her husband, "I reckon that boy done seized his destiny. He ain't no bastard. He Suds." Suds' grandfather looked up and subtly nodded. He went back to the jack. Hard. The nickname stuck. Iowa Hawkeyes top of the sixth inning, F8, K, 5-3. B-Bob, a Mississippian who never got over his, quote, exile in Idaho, nor losing Vicksburg to the Yankees, was a man of few words. But upon noticing young Suds' impressive arm strength, at age 11 he could throw an NFL football 50 yards in the air, he called him over from yonder. It was a warm summer evening, and B-Bob, tired and plenty hot on the toddies, got right to the point. "Listen, boy, only one thing you gotta do, okay? You never be baby back, okay?" "Sir?" Suds asked. "Y'all never get baby back. You hear?" Suds didn't understand. He kept silent. "Don't need no baby back bees. Y'all gonna play sports? Do it like a man. You like baseball, son?" "Yes, sir." "Well, then I'll be. I'm not long for the grave, boy, but you want to make Grandpappy proud, you listen up. You a pitcher? You throw it as hard as possible. Every pitch. You a batter? You try and go long John Silver's each and every swing, okay? You understand? You never be baby back." Iowa Hawkeyes top of the seventh, K, 4-3. Suds accepted a full scholarship to South Dakota State because it was the only program that was willing to let him play football and baseball. He is an athletic marvel. Only 5'11", the right-hander has topped out at 104 miles per hour and sits 96 to 98 comfortably for the duration of a start. He has prodigious power at the plate, once clearing the center field batter's eye during BP on a home run estimated at a few ticks past 500 feet. He's been the starting free safety on the football team since Game 6 of his freshman year. He runs a 6'4" 60, 4.55 40, He can broad jump 11 feet. He can dunk a basketball flat-footed. He strikes out all the time at the plate, is batting .196 this season, but also leads the Summit League in home runs with 15 total. The only question marks are character ones. Is he coachable? Well, Suds believes that good teammate is a euphemism for sucks at the game, or can't hit, no arm, afraid to talk to women. When scolded for loafing by his head coach, who reminded him that it takes no talent to hustle, Suds nodded and replied, exactly. He wears sunglasses during night games, comes out to Sarah Evans's Suds in the Bucket, naturally, and makes in-game dugout Skype calls to his Argentinian girlfriend. Whether or not he'll join the team for pre-game stretching is anyone's guess. That's the time Willie the Wonder sets up his blackjack table behind the right field wall. Suds refuses to throw curveballs or changeups because, quote, Southern honor frowns upon it. The list of grievances concerning his character is long, and yet, that raw talent. Iowa Hawkeyes top of the 8th inning, 1-3 F9 L3. As Suds comes off the field, his head coach grabs him by the arm. How you feeling? He asks, looking down and seeing 108 pitches have already been thrown. You got enough left in you for the 9th? You're not supposed to say anything to a pitcher who's got a perfecta going, papi. Ponte las pilas. Are you good or not? Toolbox says what? What? Suds walks away laughing. Idaho Hawkeyes top of the 9th inning. Suds retires the first batter on 3 pitches. The Iowa center fielder swings at a 92-mile-per-hour sinker in the dirt, takes a 100-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle for strike 2, and then gets his doors blown off on a 101-mile-per-hour dart in on the hands. He swings hard, but comes up oh so empty. The second batter of the inning, the third baseman, also strikes out 3 fastballs, all down the middle. He wasn't intending to make any purchases today. Thanks, but no thanks, just looking. The bat never left his shoulder. The crowd is making Irv Herther Field feel more alive than usual. With each pitch, they yell and chant. The approximately 600 spectators sound like 10 times the number. Suds has retired 26 Hawkeyes in a row. Into the box steps the final strikeout candidate of the day, the Iowa second baseman, looking ever so ripe for bona fide ponage. Suds' arm feels so good. It feels loose and synapsy, almost syrupy. He can feel parasthetic electricity coursing through his arm right up from his torso and past the elbow up into his shoulder where it pulls and waits. Waits for the brain signal to release all that violent velocity towards home plate. Suds rears back and lets loose a four-seamer right down the middle. Almost immediately, he hears the pop. It's more of a pop than a ping, a dull-sounding, muffled thud. It's the sound of sweet spot contact. Suds knows. He doesn't even have to turn around. He does anyways. He turns to see a ball that has still not reached its peak as it passes the blue wall seemingly miles below. He watches it glide and fly far into the horizon, over the left center field scoreboard into the treetops. Overcome by the visceral beauty of the ball's trajectory, Suds screams, "Go! Get out! Get out, ball! Get out!" Undisturbed, the Iowa second baseman continues his trot around the bases. Suds meets him at the plate and asks to shake his hand. The Iowa player gives him an awkward half shake, half fist bump for what to do in this peculiar situation. Suds gets a new ball from the umpire and returns to the mound grinning ear to ear. He doesn't see his head coach obliterate a Gatorade cooler with a weighted bat. This scenario is actually his head coach's biggest pet peeve. One of his players not taking the game seriously, commiserating with the enemy, etc. Little does he know what is going on in his star player's head right at that moment. Suds knows he's a stud. He's an alpha male Liger on the mound, the best. And this guy took his fastball and, for all intents and purposes, caught it and then pulled out a bazooka he was hiding somewhere, put the ball into the bazooka, aimed for the trees, and fired. The Iowa second baseman has earned Suds' everlasting respect. This being true, the home run not only ruined his perfect game, his no-hitter, and his complete game shutout, it was also a personal insult to his family, his future wife and children, and especially to his grandfather's legacy. Someone has to pay. Southern honor demands it. The next batter wears 104 miles an hour on the soft part of his back thigh. Judging from his reaction, it hurt a lot. Tensions threaten to boil over. The Iowa dugout starts yelling at Suds. Suds points at the scoreboard. The home plate umpire issues a warning to both teams. He gives Suds a stern rebuke for the hit by pitch. Suds says something in the Little Russian he's picked up from his love of Soviet-era spy films, and the umpire is dumbfounded. Eventually, the next Iowa hitter steps up to the plate. 3 straight fastballs ensue, met with 3 straight swings and misses. A scout from the Atlanta Braves is in attendance. He's convinced. He looks at his radar gun and shakes his head, laughing. The number defies belief and outweighs all the drama, all the petulance, everything. There is no doubt who the Braves will be taking with the first overall pick come June.